Hi, I'm Kathy Mills from Short Film Edits, and I'm here with Sam Gousheh for an interview today. How are you?
Hey guys, I'm doing amazing. Thank you for having me, Kathy. How are you?
No, I'm good, thank you. Could we start this with you telling us a little bit about you?
For sure. Um, what would you like to know?
Anything you want to tell us? Just a little bit about your
Anything I want
career, a
to
little
know?
bit about you. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Sam. Last name Gousheh. I am based in Vancouver, Canada, but I'm originally from Iran. I moved to Canada when I was 15, and I moved to Vancouver around 5 years ago. Before that, I was living in Alberta. And then ever since I moved to Vancouver, I started my modeling and acting career all over again. So when I was younger in Iran, I started my career as a model when I was 3. And from there, I was working with all of the magazines, became an ambassador for UNICEF, started doing a lot of commercials. And then I did my first big movie when I was 6, followed by my second one when I was 8. But after that, my parents wanted me to focus on school and life because I did not have much privacy as a young um, person. So, yeah, they wanted me to focus more on life and school. So, I came out of the industry, focused on that. And later on, when I moved to Vancouver, I started acting and modeling again.
Hmm,
That's a little bit about myself.
love that. So, what inspired you to start that at such a young age?
So I never liked modeling and acting, honestly. So I was
Hmm.
kind of scouted the story of me starting my career. It was I was 3. We went with my family to buy a camera from a store, and then there was a really good photographer there who saw me, and he was like, "Oh, that's a cute baby. Can I take photos of him?" So my parents, they were like, "Sure." So we took the photos. My first modeling job ever ended up on a billboard on one of the most traded streets in Iran, and from there my career took off. But
Mm.
yeah, I was always crying. I was always hating being on set because I was always doing
Oh,
fun stuff. They would have to come pick me up and go to set from there. And yeah, as a kid, you don't like that. But later on, when I grew up, I started developing more passion for it. So, my biggest goal in life, honestly, is helping people understanding themselves as human beings they are, because I believe if they understand themselves, they can understand other people a lot better. Therefore, they will be a lot nicer to each other and there will be a lot more love in the world. So, that's my mission in this short amount of time that we have on this earth. And I hope I can help people with that.
I fully respect that. And hopefully, there's no more crying on set anymore.
Oh, yeah, no more crying. It's just love and a lot of fun.
No, good, good, good.
I do love acting. I believe that I can have that impact that I want through storytelling,
Mhm.
um, through different characters. And yeah, I'm looking forward to future and the roles that I'm going to be doing. Modeling, though, I don't really like it. I don't
No.
respect it. In my
Yeah.
opinion, it's just like you never go to a store and you're like, oh, that model changed my life. It's just like they look good. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of actors that do modeling and they see it as a different type of storytelling. But I guess you just have to be in that kind of mind and acceptance to do that.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. I still do modeling here and there, um, because I do like it, but again, it doesn't fulfill me,
Yeah.
and it doesn't. I don't know, give me that thing that I want, which is changing people's lives.
Yes.
I
Yes.
believe our looks as models and actors is a gift from God, and just like that, it can be taken away. And if your brain is not full and you don't have a good heart, that doesn't matter your face.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could go by you don't know if your modeling has changed somebody's life. It could have that you just don't know about.
That true, true, true.
Yeah.
You're all right.
Yeah.
Maybe I should. Is that
Mm.
perspective?
Yeah. Okay. You started acting at a young age, across different cultures. How has growing up between different industries, changed you as an actor today?
So I have seen a lot of different countries. I have seen a lot of different people from different backgrounds and different cultures, and that has opened my eyes a lot. There's a
Mm.
saying that I say your brain is small as the places you've seen,
Mm.
and being able to see all these different cultures and people from different backgrounds has helped me a lot to build, I guess, a clear path for myself with clear goals that I want to achieve. I'm not sure if I answered your question properly,
You
but
did.
yeah, okay, amazing.
No, no. Okay. When you're building a character, what comes first for you?
I look for their background and their upbringing because our past in acting and in our real life is really important. Our past and the past experiences that we've had and the way that those experiences made us feel, creates you as a human being that you are today, basically reacting to the stuff that happened to you before in the past. So I believe the past is one of the most important things.
Yes. It plays a big
Yes,
part in the future. So,
it does. It does.
yes, yes. Okay. When you step onto a set, what do you need from a director to do your best performance?
I really love it when the directors are hands on with everything that we're doing. And I usually ask my directors in advance that I really hope you guys can give me a hard time. I ask for that. I want to be perfect the way that um, they want the character to come across. I know on regular future sets it would be a bit different, but right now we're doing a lot of vertical series, which they are kind of like shooting a commercial. You don't have a lot of say in the character or the lines or how the scenes need to be shot. So it's basically doing what the script wants us to do. But yeah, I want my directors to tell me if I'm doing good, if I'm not doing so good, so I can just like adjust right away and make it as amazing as possible.
Yeah. Do you like doing improv?
I love improvising. Yes, it's
Yes.
quite fun. I went to acting school here in Vancouver, and then one of my favorite classes was improv because there's so much freedom within it, and it's good when you have a good scene partner as well, who they're also good at improving. That just makes everything a lot better and more
Yes.
natural. Yes,
Yes. Absolutely.
yes.
Okay. Do you think about your performance in terms of how it will cut together in an edit, or are you fully in the moment?
Oh, 100%. That's one of the biggest things that stops me because I've done 37 verticals so far, maybe more. I don't know. But like, there are a lot of them that are good, but there are also a lot of them that like I've seen the final edit and I'm just like, whoa. No,
Mm.
I do not want this out there, and I kind of wish I knew what was gonna happen in the edits. Um, but yeah, honestly, it's a big part of what we're currently doing, again, with the verticals, because the teams are all spread around across. And for example, you're shooting in Canada, and then your director is from somewhere else, and then the clients are from China, and then sometimes the team that gets to edit the videos are all the way in China, not speaking
Mm.
English. So they're just like looking at an image with subtitles in Chinese and then trying to like do the edit. So it's important to have the director and people who've been on set hands on with the edits, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. So you if it was always consistent and the same way all throughout, it would put us a lot more at ease. But I guess part of being a good actor is letting go and just being truly present in the moment. And that's something that I'm trying to work on right now.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
would be hard with like everybody from different places, especially like the editing, like you said. I think editing could make or break a film. Um,
100%.
yeah, yeah,
It's, if not as important as the actor's job, it might be even more important.
yeah,
Because with the same two lines, you can make an edit that is funny, you can make an edit that is completely the opposite. And it just comes down to who the editor is and how much understanding they have of the script and the actors themselves.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. All right. How do you
You're good.
calibrate the intensity of a performance when you know the camera is amplifying small choices?
So it's a lot in the eyes and in
Mm.
your face. Um, in these verticals, one thing that we hear a lot is like more exaggeration, and then it comes to the point that you're like, okay, like I'm doing everything. Like, what else is there to do? But it all comes down to like your little facial expressions that they have a really big impact on the scene and the emotions getting across. So I would say that,
Yeah, subtle
yes.
emotions are huge, but I know that a lot of the time in verticals, you don't get the chance to do them as much.
No, 100%. Like we have almost no rehearsal. Well, not almost. We
Mm.
have no rehearsal. We sometimes shoot up to 23 different pages a day, which they are all 23 different emotions jumping from this part of the script to that part of the script to that part of the script. So you can't just like stay in one emotion. You need to be able to like just flip as soon as possible from this scene to that scene and be as convincible as possible.
Mm.
And that's where the challenge comes.
Yeah, I always say that if you can do a vertical, you can do anything.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Especially like with the amount of pressure that we're on there. We sometimes get the script a week before going on set. A week is really good. Sometimes it's like 3, 4 days before it, and then you do your table read, and then next you do fitting. Right away, next day is just shooting, and then you go to set. Yeah, like we're gonna shoot this scene, let's block it. So our rehearsal is basically blocking and what's gonna happen, who's gonna be where doing what. But then after that, it's all on you. And you need
Mm.
to hit your marks, deliver your lines, be as convincible as possible. Otherwise, people will just label you as a bad actor because they don't really know what's happening behind the scenes. These series are all shot in 8, 9 days. It used to be 8, 9, 10 days, but then now I've seen some places they're just shrinking it down to 7 days even.
Yeah.
So yeah, it gets pretty tough.
Yeah. I'm a very big advocate behind the scenes of constantly saying the character is not the actor. And
Yes,
a lot of the time, the platforms are asking you to be over the top. So when somebody comes to me saying, oh, they're too over the top or they're bad actors, no, they're great actors. They're being asked to do that. So,
exactly, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
everyone on set when I see them, they're all super professional. Everyone is amazing. They're really good actors, but
Mm,
again, some scenes because because like with these verticals, a lot of the time the original writing is in Chinese, and then
mm,
they translate it to English, and then some stuff that might make sense in Chinese will not make sense in English, but we still have to deliver those lines, and then we have to make it make sense.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where some people might think that the actors are not good or otherwise. But yeah,
Mm. Hope like sometimes it's good when you get the flexibility from the director to be able to make small changes.
100%. But it's not up to the director, anyways.
It's
It's
client.
up to
Yeah.
the client, right? But it's really nice when the clients are on set themselves. Then you can have a talk with your director. Then you can have a talk with client. You can have a talk with everyone, and then they all help to make it work. So yeah, I'm grateful for those clients who do show up on set themselves.
Yes. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
Okay. How do you maintain spontaneity across multiple takes when technical resets can break rhythm?
Yeah. So you need to be super aware of every single move that you make. One thing that I don't really struggle with is continuity because I'm aware of all of the actions that I'm making. And yeah, it's just as important as delivering your lines is your act and your actions. So how I do it, I don't know. I just do it.
Muscle
I try to
memory.
remember all of it. Yeah, good memory. And also, you can always ask the script supervisor if they paid
Yeah.
attention what you did and what you didn't do. Sometimes it does get confusing, so you just quickly go check playback if possible and you have enough time. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. What tools do you use to avoid repeating physical or emotional patterns across different roles?
again, the background of the actor is really important. Uh, but with this script, it's honestly hard to avoid that because
Hmm.
they're all becoming super similar. It's just like the CEO role, hidden billionaire. Yeah, it's just like the scripts are almost the same with the same
Yeah.
backgrounds, with the same stories, but like different actors, a bit of twist. Um, but yeah, if there was a bit more time with rehearsal and preparation for the role, then we can think more about that. But for now, I am just doing my best to just like be a different person on every show. But the roles that I agree on doing, there are a lot like my own personal um not yeah, they're not quite like my own personality. Yeah, I would never say that. But to some extent they are. I usually do the roles that that the character stands up for what's right, um, not going over the top, not being a pushy person in
Mm.
the story. You know, I hate the stories that there are actors having to rape or abuse women or treat them wrong. I just don't want to be part of something that normalizes that. So I try to do more roles that are more of like my own personality. So yeah.
And I'm glad that you know that in yourself because, I mean, sometimes as like newer actors come in, they haven't completely understood what it all means yet. And then they take on roles that they then find out they're not comfortable with. So it's good to know that.
Yeah, 100%. I have definitely made a lot of mistakes taking on roles
Mm.
that I didn't fully read the script, and then came down to, oh, what am I doing? And then
Hmm.
at that moment, it's just like you have to take a break, be like, hey, it's my job as an actor to, you know, do this role, make it as convincible as possible, and make it tasteful and not bad. And I see it kind of as a challenge and as a practice for bigger roles, so I can get out of my comfort zone and do things that I'm a bit uncomfortable with. So later on, I can have all the experience to do anything that they want me to do.
Yeah, it's all a different type of learning experience.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
Grateful for
yeah,
it though. As much as
yeah,
I hated being on set doing it, sometimes um, it's nice seeing how everything works out and how I can make the same scene a bit more tasteful.
definitely. Yep, you learn from
Yes.
all of them to, yeah, make the next one better or change a certain way you did it so that didn't happen again. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Okay, how do you ensure your performance remains consistent when filming emotionally heavy scenes across multiple days?
You just can't stay consistent. It's just like jumping all across up and down. There's one trick that I know. I'm really interested in human psychology. There's one thing about human beings is that your brain and your body cannot tell the difference between a thought that you're having or an experience that you're actually experiencing. So if I tell you that there's a piece of lemon with salt on it in your mouth that you're chewing on, your mouth will start salivating. And that's your brain not knowing the difference between a thought that you're having or an experience that you're actually having. So, with that being said, I use this information to just get to where I want to be emotionally. And Yeah, I know a lot of actors, they look back to their traumas that they've had in the past sometimes, or any bad time that they can recall on. But for me, thankfully, I've had a great life. I haven't had much problems in my life, so it's really hard for me to get to an emotional scene where I, for example, like need to be crying or be super sad. But by having these thoughts that I create myself, I just get myself there. Therefore, I can perform.
Yeah, I think it's a fine line in going back to those emotional things, especially if it's something that they tap into that's really emotional, because then you have to get back out of it really fast.
Yes. Yeah. And we have like so many different scenes that we're doing, and you cannot
Mm.
stay within that same emotion. Like, come on, we gotta move on. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
really hard. Yeah.
yeah. So it'd be hard. I mean, like I'm not an actor, but sometimes like you go back to a certain, something that's happened to you in the past, and you know that's going to hit you harder than something else. So you try not to tap back into that. Um,
Yes.
And yeah, if you're using that in an acting wise, yeah, you got to be careful what you go back to.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And yeah,
Mm.
I'm not a big fan of thinking of trauma. I don't recommend it to anyone either.
Yeah.
You just want to move on in life and create a better future. And
Yeah.
staying in the past doesn't give you a new future. It will just give you what you already know. So you got to
Yeah.
let go of those and move on. But again, with acting, you have to go back to those emotions. And
Mm.
it's important to learn how to get out of those emotions just the way that you get into them.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I agree.
something that people working on.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Okay. How do you develop a character's voice placement?
Voice placement.
Mm.
See, that's one thing I need to work on because
Hmm.
I, in my day to day life, when I'm speaking, I kind of mumble sometimes. So I need to be able to like enunciate words a lot better. And for example, when you're on set and you just get the script the night before and then you have to memorize it for the next day, you're not that confident with the lines, and so your voice doesn't come out properly. Um, so honestly, I don't do a lot of voice placement. It's just my own voice.
Yeah.
But again, if it was like a bigger role doing bigger projects, then that would definitely change. But since the turnaround in these series are just super fast and a lot, it just you don't have enough time to focus on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like in like the CEO or like business type ones, do you kind of try and make yourself sound like that little bit more firm, or is it just
Yes.
keep it as it
That
is?
that yes. That yes. Um Obviously scene to scene for the
Mm.
intimacy scene be a different voice. For business scenes it would be completely different voice. Calling people out, that would be a different tone and voice.
Mm.
I guess I just like do all of it on spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How do you adjust a scene when it calls for more restraint than expression?
How do I adjust?
Yeah.
Um, silence sometimes speaks louder than words in
Mhm.
scenes. One thing that I always like hear, for example, when you're seeing a character wanting to cry, but they don't cry and they hold it back, it makes you want to cry as an audience even more. And adjusting to these scenes, again, because of what we do, is just like that, and we have to be super fast with it. And honestly, like I haven't had enough time to actually think about how I do this, so that's why I'm struggling to understand the question and answer it. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Because sometimes in a scene, you're like, when you get asked to go over the top, as an audience, we sit there and go, that may have looked better if they withheld that
Yeah.
rather than gave an outburst reaction.
Yep. No, yeah, you're 100% right. But again, the directors just come and they're like, "This
Mhm.
is not what the client wants.
Yeah.
More, more," and
More.
then yeah,
Yeah.
that's where you feel like you're not actually like doing much acting. It's just like shooting a commercial, just doing what they're saying, and that's why I am hoping to have better scripts with these verticals, with stories that are a lot more fulfilling and more life changing, rather than stuff that normalizes things that shouldn't be normal.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree. I see they're evolving, but it doesn't happen overnight. So it's
yeah,
getting there.
no, yeah. Also, it's also a business model. You got to realize, they will just create what gives them money, and when people click on the stuff that are like that, just makes them more money. Therefore, they think that's what people want, so they make more of it, and we're in a loop of that currently.
Yeah. I mean, as a community, I'm seeing so many people say we don't want this, we don't want that, but the data doesn't show that, which is why
Yeah,
they're still being made. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, and I hope we get to change that, hopefully sooner or later, when
Yeah.
better scripts come out. I've seen some platforms using some in-house writers, mainly based in LA or in Canada, which that helps a lot with the scenes and with the project when there are a local writing about the stuff that they actually know how the culture here works. And yeah, I'm hopeful to see
It
that
makes a
feed.
big difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. Yes. Okay.
It
Is there something you want directors to see in you that maybe they haven't yet?
No.
No.
One thing that I'm really proud of is taking notes and applying it right away. And no matter how many notes and how much they want me to change, I can just do it right away. And I think that's a good trait to have. But I've been pretty vocal. I am in contact with all of my directors that I worked with. At the end of my projects, I usually ask for feedback on how my performance was for that specific role, how it could be better, and what they were happy with and what they were not. And usually they are pretty happy with everything, and they notice the things that I do, so I don't feel like I have been unnoticed.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay. What do you think makes a scene unforgettable?
Hmm. A scene that there are emotions tied to it,
Mm,
and not emotions just like within the actors. It's like a scene that creates an emotion in the audience.
mm,
So again, back to psychology, human beings. For example, do you ever smell something and it takes you back to your childhood?
yeah.
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 So how that happens is basically information, which it was the food, plus an emotion, a way that it made you feel, combined together is core memory.
Mm,
So emotion plus information, both together, it makes you feel a way. That will be a core memory for you. So I think any good scene that it makes people feel a way, that would be memorable. And I feel like more of comedy rather than
mhm.
anything is like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or for example, like I hate to say this, but some of the really like out of pocket raping scenes or like the sex scenes. You watch the show, the first scene of the show is this guy cheating on his wife with his assistant, for example, and then they just hit you with something that are like, oh my god, what am I watching? And that will make you feel a certain way and you will never forget it. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm going to use this as an example because it's so big right now, but heated rivalry. Um, a lot of people are saying at the start of that it was just like a smut show because there was so many sexualized scenes at the start of the first two episodes and so on. But there was actually so much more deeper meaning into that story further on. But it
Yeah,
is a bit in your face when it
yeah.
happens right from the start. But I guess as an audience, you just have to, sometimes find that that story has a deeper meaning. It isn't
Hmm.
just what's being shown to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're 100% right. What do you think does that make a scene memorable?
Um, I like I like scenes where a realization happens in a character.
Mm.
So like if the character is, not so like a green flag at the start and doesn't do anything too much that crosses boundaries, and then they
Mm.
have that realization moment and figures out their life or, things like that. I think some of those moments can be unforgettable, especially on how it's portrayed.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, because I
Like,
mean, in
there,
all honesty, we all have those realization moments in life, and
yeah,
hopefully they're unforgettable.
yeah. Should be a turning point to become a
Yes.
better person
Yeah,
and not become worse. It's really
exactly.
important.
Exactly. Yes. All right. What is the most valuable lesson you've learned from the industry so far?
It's not learned, it's just proven to me now. Um, Me personally, I love people. I get my energy from people. One of my favorite quotes is that it says, "People who you love are not the ones who you only know, they're the ones who you walk by every day without knowing them." All of those random people that you just walk by them without knowing anything about their life, they could potentially be some of your favorite people of all time. It's just a matter of getting to know them. But one thing that I learned and reassured me, it was your ability to work with people and treating everyone equally and nice. And growing up in the industry when I was 6, being around all these big celebrities, that's when I knew how I want to be and how I don't want to be. Seeing them how they treat people, um, that just made it real clear for me. And one thing that I mean, I didn't learn, I came to the realization is that I don't want to try to be famous. I want to be known for who I am and what I stand for and what I do, and not because I'm just like, hey guys, look at me, I'm on set. Hey, I'm doing this show, that show. I just want to be authentic. That's what I learned is the best way to grow and to have an impact.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that. I like that. I mean, I know that a lot of the time I've heard lately that, social media is a big part of people's career. It's,
Unfortunately,
it's just facts now, yeah. And content is the best way to be recognized, or like not the
yep.
best, but maybe not maybe the best, but the easiest way
Yeah.
to be recognized.
Yes.
So the more out there you are, the more you will be known. But I mean, your performances are also a big part of that. You do a
100%.
massively good performance, you will be remembered.
100%. 100%. You know, with social media, it will just take your privacy away. Um,
Mm.
you don't, and like one thing that people don't realize, a lot of these actors, actresses I'm seeing, um, they do a few verticals, they start getting a bit of attention, and then they just go full on and they forget who they were as a person. They forget themselves, everything else. And one thing about social media is that the same people who bring you up, they will bring you down.
Yeah,
And as soon as you do something that they don't like, or as soon as you say or do something that doesn't align with their beliefs, then it's the end of the world for you. So,
Yeah.
my recommendation to all of my dear co-stars and actors is that be yourself and don't try to find people to follow you, basically. It's just like let it grow naturally, let them come by themselves. Then that way you can be like, I didn't ask you to follow me. I never cared if they followed me. I was always myself. I appreciate their support, but that way, even if they want to leave, then you don't feel anything towards that because you never asked for them to come, and you can just be true to yourself and others, and just continue doing the amazing work that you do.
I really love that, and I'm going to put that in my pocket.
Lovely.
Definitely put that in my pocket. All right. Is there anything you want people to know about you or your work?
I guess I want to produce, I want to direct in the future, create my own shows and movies so I can have the
Mhm.
impact that I want to have on the world. There's a quote of Stanley that I really love. He says, "In
Mhm.
a world where you're not in control, create your own." So we're on a path to do that. And I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but that's how he came up with the Marvel Universe.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I love Marvel, so tell me about that because I want to know. Oh,
Well, basically, it's really hard to come up with all these different characters and like try to sell them to companies to like create a movie about it. And apparently, he's been rejected a lot for his ideas. So he was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it myself. And yeah, he created his own world, and it's one of the biggest worlds right now, the
I
MCU.
love living in that world. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was actually in Disneyland the other day, and I got to see a lot of that world. I was in the Avengers park area. It was
I
really
love
cool
that.
seeing
Yeah.
Spider-Man do his show.
Yeah. Who is your favorite Marvel character?
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, I got a lot of posters in my room of Spider-Man, Spider-Man mugs. My phone case is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I have a blanket that is Spider-Man. I It's not like fanning over it. I just believe that you know it's important to have your goals in front of you. So we're just
Yes.
manifesting it. Yes.
Yes. I love that. My dad's favorite character is Spider-Man too. So I
No
I was
way.
brought up with all the Marvel comics.
Oh, that's awesome. Which one
Yeah.
is your favorite?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that. Um, oh, um, hmm. I like Black Widow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
It was actually
I
one of
like
my
her.
favorite action movies of all time.
Mm,
Yeah, a
I
lot
agree.
of respect for them. Just seeing all those cool stunt scenes and action scenes with
Hmm.
um, just women acting in them. It was really impressive, and it was nice to see.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I love that so much. All right, I've got two more questions left.
go
How
on.
do you decide which words in a line carry the most importance?
So there is one training that you can do. You can grab the same sentence and then put emphasis on different words and
Mm,
then hear it out, see which version does have the best impact on the audience, for example. For example, right now I have a sentence up here that says, "This meeting is being recorded." You can put it on, "This meeting is being recorded. This meeting is being recorded. This meeting is being recorded." Or you can read, "This meeting is being recorded," and "This meeting is being recorded." And it's just like all different ways they can say it, sentence.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Mm.
they all have a different energy to them, I guess.
So how do you feel that you're picking the right one for a certain scene?
Based on the character and the client,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You because I love doing my own version of the takes once, and
Yeah.
then if they have any notes, sure, give it to me. If not, we can move on. But I do my own version, which I think might be the best. And then if they want anything to be changed, I can easily do that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I
it's
guess the
based on
way that
the
you say it is going to shape the scene.
100%, 100%. And I guess these are the things that I need to be more aware of and work more on with the little to no time that we have. But that's what
Yeah.
makes a difference between a good and a great actor. And it's all these little inches that they take to make sure that they're doing perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Last question. What is your funniest moment on set?
Oh my God. Actually, it just happened on my last set.
Hmm.
We were shooting an intimate scene, and during this intimacy scene, I was on top of my co-star. Her legs were between my legs, and then in the middle of the scene, I just like look on the side on the bed. I'm like, "What is that?" And then she turns around. It's a spider crawling towards her. So she
No.
panics, starts screaming, but then her reaction, she just brings her knees up, fully hits me in the yeah, I'm not gonna say what. So I'm
Yep.
just on the bed dying, trying to catch some air, and then on the side she's screaming, crying, and then also laughing
No.
at me. And everyone's on says like, what just happened? They don't know who to take care of. They don't know what, yeah. Honestly,
Oh
from
gosh.
that set was actually really funny. Everyone on
Yeah.
set, they were like, "We've never done an intimacy scene with this much laughing in it."
No.
And yeah, it was
Yeah,
quite
I
fun.
feel sorry for you in that position, but at the same time, I do not blame her.
Yeah. Oh, same, same. It's
Yeah.
pretty scary. It had long legs too, so.
Well, I'm in Australia, so we have big spiders here.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sure you do. I'm
Yeah.
excited to come to Australia though. I want to see it. I know it's a beautiful place, and I do have a
Yeah.
lot of there. So yeah, it would
Mm.
be nice to visit and see. I want to
Yeah.
see the
Is there somewhere
kangaroos.
you want to go?
Sydney, Melbourne, and these are like I know they're like mainstream, but when I
Mm.
travel, I love seeing places that are tied down to the culture of the country and get to explore some sort of local lifestyle. I don't like
Yeah.
going to resorts or like
Mm.
hotels and all of that because I don't think if you learn much from those experiences rather than
Yeah.
actually living with the people of a place. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm away from all of that. I'm in Perth, so but we have one of the
Okay.
biggest mining towns not too far from here. So,
Nice. What do you
yeah.
guys mind?
What do we mine?
What is the mind there? Like
Nearly
what?
everything.
Nearly
Nearly
everything.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So like a lot
That's all.
of that's where like WA has all the mining here. So the rest of Australia doesn't have, I'm not going to say none, but I don't think much mining. It's all
That's good.
here.
That's
Yeah.
good. You just want to keep one place and just
Mm.
mine it. Use everything possible rather than just jumping from this place to that place to that place. It'll
Yes.
ruin the
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah. I don't know too
Yeah.
much about it, but all I know is it's in Kalgoorlie and it's massive. So,
Okay. Maybe you should go visit.
well, I did. I went through Kalgoorlie once and there was like, I think it's called the Dig. Could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But it's where you stand on like the edge and you can see into all the mines, and it just looks like little tiny tunnels of earth everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
it's
yeah.
pretty cool to see.
I
Yeah.
was in Mexico 2 years ago. I went
Hmm.
to Leon Plateau, and I believe that's where the Spain and Mexico war started. And I got to see a lot of their culture there. They have a lot of mines that they're all owned by Canada currently. They cannot have access to any of it, unfortunately. But you go into the mines, you see gold, you see silver, you see copper everywhere all around you. Like you flash your light on the walls, you see gold, you see silver, copper, everything. And
Wow.
then you go lower, you see like little holes on the walls that they apparently used to like send children down those holes to like find minerals for them. And yeah, it was really interesting seeing the stuff that they used to do back in the days because they were like really small and a regular adult would not fit in it. And they would
Wow.
just go in with a candle to see if they can find anything or not.
Oh,
And yeah, it's really interesting. I saw they
yeah.
have a lot of mummies there in their town because
Mhm.
their soil is so rich of minerals. It's actually not beneficial for them to dig the ground and like put the body in it. So they basically put the dead bodies in walls,
Oh,
and that way the body stays forever because there is no air, there is no water, there is no nothing in there, and basically, you can just pull out the bodies at any time and have perfect mummies with still clothes on. And they
wow.
have a museum there where you can actually get to see the mummies, and it's pretty interesting.
Wow. I need to travel more.
You should. You got your
Yeah,
passport, so.
I do. I do. All right. Well, I better go because I have an appointment in half an hour. But thank you so much for having this interview with me today. It was lovely to meet you.
Thank you for having me. It was lovely meeting you, Kathy. I wish you all the best,
Thank
and
you.
I hope we get to meet each other one day in person.
That would be great.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.